What if I told you that one of the safest, richest, cleanest, and most beautiful countries in Europe is also one of the least talked about? When people discuss Europe, they usually mention Germany, France, Italy, Spain, or maybe Switzerland. But there's one country sitting quietly in the heart of Europe that rarely gets any attention. A country with stunning alpine mountains, crystal clear lakes, charming medieval towns, a strong economy, and one of the highest quality of life ratings in the world. That country is Slovenia. Despite all these advantages, Slovenia remains largely unknown to much of the world. That country is Slovenia. Despite all these advantages, Slovenia remains largely unknown to much of the world. So why does nobody talk about Slovenia? And how did this tiny nation become one of Europe's greatest hidden success stories? Let's find out. Part 1. Where exactly is Slovenia? Before we can understand Slovenia's success, we need to understand where it is. Slovenia is a small country located in Central Europe. It borders Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Croatia, with a population of just over 2 million people. Slovenia is smaller than many major cities around the world. Yet despite its size, Slovenia sits at an incredibly strategic location. For centuries, this area served as a crossroads between Western Europe, Eastern Europe, and the Balkans. Different cultures, languages, and empires have all left their mark on the country. This unique position helped shape Slovenia into what it is today, a blend of Mediterranean charm, alpine beauty, and Central European efficiency. But for most of history, Slovenia wasn't actually independent. For hundreds of years, it was part of larger empires, including the powerful Austro-Hungarian Empire. Later, after World War I and World War II, Slovenia became part of Yugoslavia. And that's where the story becomes interesting. Part 2. The breakup of Yugoslavia. Many people associate the former Yugoslavia with political instability, ethnic conflict, and war. During the 1990s, the breakup of Yugoslavia led to devastating conflicts across the region. But Slovenia's experience was remarkably different. In 1991, Slovenia declared independence. A brief conflict known as the 10-Day War followed. Compared to the brutal wars that later occurred in Bosnia and Croatia, Slovenia's conflict was relatively short and limited. After just 10 days, Slovenia effectively secured its independence. This allowed the country to focus on something that many of its neighbors couldn't at the time, building a stable future. While much of the Balkans faced years of uncertainty, Slovenia quickly began integrating with Western Europe. This decision would completely transform the nation. Part 3. The quiet economic success. One reason nobody talks about Slovenia is because success isn't always loud. Countries often make headlines because of crises, scandals, wars, or economic disasters. Slovenia rarely experiences those things. And as strange as it sounds, that's part of the reason it receives so little attention. After independence, Slovenia embraced market reforms while maintaining strong social protections. The result was a balanced economy that avoided many of the extreme problems seen elsewhere. Today, Slovenia consistently ranks among the wealthiest countries in Eastern and Central Europe. Its GDP per capita is significantly higher than many neighboring nations. Unemployment remains relatively low. Infrastructure is modern and efficient. The country also became the first former Yugoslav republic to adopt the euro. This move further strengthened economic stability and investor confidence. Many international companies have operations in Slovenia, benefiting from its skilled workforce and strategic location. Yet despite these achievements, Slovenia rarely appears in discussions about Europe's economic success stories. Instead, countries like Switzerland, Germany, and the Nordic nations dominate the conversation. Slovenia simply keeps succeeding quietly in the background. Part 4. One of the safest countries in the world. Another surprising fact about Slovenia is its safety. In global safety rankings, Slovenia frequently appears among the safest countries on Earth. Violent crime rates are extremely low. Political stability is strong. Social trust remains relatively high. For travelers, this means walking through cities late at night often feels remarkably safe compared to many larger destinations. Families, retirees, and digital nomads increasingly view Slovenia as an attractive place to live. Yet because safety rarely generates dramatic headlines, this achievement often goes unnoticed. Ironically, Countries become famous for danger. Very few become famous for the absence of it. Slovenia is a perfect example. Part 5. The natural beauty that rivals Switzerland. If Slovenia were located somewhere else in Europe, it might already be a major tourist destination. The country is astonishingly beautiful. Many travelers compare parts of Slovenia to Switzerland. But unlike Switzerland, Slovenia remains relatively affordable. One of the most famous locations is Lake Bled, with its emerald green water, medieval castle, and tiny island church. It looks like something straight out of fairy tale. Then there's Triglav National Park. Named after Slovenia's highest mountain, this area offers breathtaking hiking trails, rivers, waterfalls, and alpine scenery. The Soča River is another natural wonder. Known for its vibrant turquoise color, it attracts adventurers from around the world. Kayaking, rafting, hiking, and cycling are all popular activities. But Slovenia's beauty doesn't stop with mountains. The country also has a short but stunning coastline along the Adriatic Sea. Historic towns like Piran showcase Venetian architecture and Mediterranean charm. And beneath the surface lies another hidden treasure. Slovenia contains more than 13,000 caves. Among them is Postajna Cave, one of the most spectacular cave systems in Europe. Despite all of this, Slovenia receives only a fraction of the tourism enjoyed by neighboring Italy or Austria. For many travelers, that's actually part of the appeal. Part 6. The country that puts nature first. One thing that truly sets Slovenia apart is its commitment to environmental protection. Over half of the country is covered by forests. That's one of the highest percentages in Europe. The capital city, Ljubljana, has become an international model for sustainable urban planning. Large parts of the city center are pedestrian only. Public transportation is efficient. Green spaces are everywhere. The city has won multiple environmental awards and is frequently praised for its livability. Slovenians take environmental conservation seriously. Recycling rates are high. Protected natural areas cover large portions of the country. Clean rivers, forests, and lakes are viewed not just as tourist attractions, but as national treasures. In a world increasingly concerned about climate change and sustainability, Slovenia may be ahead of the curve. Yet, once again, these achievements rarely dominate international headlines. Part 7. Why tourists often skip Slovenia. So if Slovenia is so impressive, why doesn't everyone talk about it? The answer comes down to geography, marketing, and competition. First, Slovenia sits between some of the most famous destinations on Earth. Italy, Austria, Croatia. These countries attract millions of visitors every year and dominate travel marketing campaigns. As a result, many travelers simply pass through Slovenia without realizing what they're missing. Second, Slovenia has never aggressively marketed itself internationally. Unlike countries that spend huge amounts promoting tourism, Slovenia has largely relied on word of mouth. And third, Slovenia lacks the dramatic stereotypes that make countries instantly recognizable. When people think of Italy, they think of Rome, pizza, and the Colosseum. When they think of Switzerland, they imagine mountains, watches, and banks. When they think of France, they picture Paris and the Eiffel Tower. But Slovenia doesn't have a single globally recognized symbol. Instead, it offers a combination of many great things. And combinations are harder to market than iconic images. Part 8. The future of Slovenia. The interesting thing is that Slovenia's anonymity may not last forever. More travelers are discovering the country each year. Remote workers increasingly seek destinations that offer safety, affordability, natural beauty, and quality of life. Slovenia checks all those boxes. Its capital, Ljubljana, is gaining recognition as one of Europe's most livable cities. Its tourism industry continues to grow. Its economy remains stable, and international awareness is slowly increasing. However, Slovenia faces challenges too. Like many European countries, it must deal with aging demographics, housing pressures, and global economic uncertainty. But compared to many nations, Slovenia enters these challenges from a position of strength. The country has built a reputation for stability, sustainability, and sensible governance. Those qualities may not attract headlines, but they often lead to long-term success. Conclusion. So why does nobody talk about Slovenia? It's not because the country lacks beauty. It isn't because of economic weakness. And it's certainly not because of poor quality of life. The real reason may be much simpler. Slovenia is a country that succeeds quietly. It sits between larger and louder neighbors. It avoids major scandals. It rarely dominates news cycles. And because of that, it often flies under the radar. Yet behind that silence lies one of Europe's most remarkable success stories. A country with stunning landscapes, thriving cities, strong institutions, and an enviable quality of life. Maybe the question isn't why nobody talks about Slovenia. Maybe the question is why more people aren't talking about it already. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Would you visit Slovenia? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Before you go, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think about today's topic and what country or story you want us to cover next. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Atlas Aura and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. We post new videos every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m., covering the world's most fascinating economies, countries, and geopolitical stories. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.